Hi folks, there is an unicorn missing and we are out here trying to find out what the disappearance is all about. Remember Byju's? The unicorn that marketed aggressively but still couldn't market its way out of a bankruptcy. The ads were everywhere. On TV, on the back of Indian cricket team's jersey, even sponsoring the FIFA World Cup. Byju's wasn't just an app, it was an empire. At its peak, it was India's most valuable startup, a symbol of our nation's Edtech revolution, valued at a mind-boggling $22 billion in 2022. It felt like they were unstoppable. They had the best teachers, the flashiest videos, and a mission to make learning fun. They were the poster child of the Indian startup dream. But then, something happened. In a matter of months, the empire began to crumble. From a staggering $22 billion valuation to a state of near collapse, with even its founder, Byju Ravindran, publicly stating the company is now worth zero. So what the heck happened? And what's left of Byju's today? Is it still running? Are classes still happening? The story is a wild mix of ambition, a mountain of debt, a missing $500 million, and a series of legal battles that sound more like a movie script than a business saga. Let's dive in. To understand the downfall, we have to understand the peak. Byju's journey began in 2011 when Byju Ravindran and Divya Gokulnath founded the educational company Think and Learn Private Limited. The launch of their app in 2015 changed the game. They pioneered a new way of learning with engaging video lessons, turning complex concepts into visually stunning animations. They hit unicorn status, a valuation of over $1 billion in 2018. From there, it was a rocket ship. They became the world's most valuable edtech company, attracting a star-studded list of investors and raising over $5 billion in funding from more than 100 investors. This massive influx of cash fueled an aggressive, almost dizzying acquisition spree. Between 2020 and 2022, Byju's bought more than a dozen companies, including big names like Whitehead Jr. and Akash Educational Services. They spent an estimated $2.8 billion on acquisitions alone. It was a go big or go home strategy, and for a while, it seemed to be working perfectly. They were everywhere, sponsoring the Indian cricket team and even the 2022 FIFA World Cup. But here's the thing about meteoric rises. They often hide the cracks that form just beneath the surface. The first major crack appeared from a strategic decision that would haunt them. In 2021, at the height of their success, Byju's took on a massive $1.2 billion term loan from the US lenders. According to Byju Ravindran himself, it was a collective decision and their only mistake. He said they were raising money for growth, but when the global financial landscape changed, liquidity dried up and $700 million in committed capital from investors never materialized. This massive loan became a ticking time bomb. The lenders filed a complaint in Delaware court, alleging that Byju's had defaulted on its payments and demanding early repayment of the loan. Simultaneously, two other major events converged to create a perfect storm. The first was the end of the pandemic. With schools and coaching centers reopening, the demand for online learning plummeted. The golden age of edtech was over, and Byju's, which had built its empire on the pandemic boom, was caught flat-footed. The company's revenues fell sharply as the world returned to normal. The second, and perhaps most damaging factor, was the growing number of allegations about their business practices. Reports surfaced about aggressive sales tactics, with employees pressurizing parents into expensive subscriptions and even misrepresenting customer payments statuses to lenders. Employees were expected to work incredibly long hours to meet sales targets, which led to widespread customer dissatisfaction and severely damaged the brand's reputation. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights even summoned Byju Ravindran over complaints of luring parents into loan-based agreements. But the biggest domino was yet to fall. The true unraveling began when the Byju's failed to make timely interest payments on that $1.2 billion loan. Things got even worse when their longtime auditor, Deloitte, resigned in 2023, citing the company's failure to provide timely financial information. The situation spiraled into a full-blown legal battle. In early 2024, Byju's domestic company, Alpha Inc., officially defaulted on the loan. Lenders took over the US-based subsidiary that held the loan proceeds. But here's where the story gets really wild. When the lenders tried to recover the funds, they discovered that $533 million of the loan proceeds had vanished. Records showed the money was transferred to a small hedge fund in Miami that shared a business address with an IHOP restaurant. A US judge even took the unusual step of alerting criminal authorities, calling the action straight-up fraud. Lenders filed a lawsuit against the founders, including Byju Ravindran and Divya Gokulnath, accusing them of deliberately concealing assets. The company has vigorously denied these claims, but the damage was done. The financial crisis led to a cascade of layoffs. The company laid off thousands of employees in multiple rounds as part of its cost-cutting measures, with some terminations reportedly happening over a phone call. They even had to give up all their regional sales offices in India to save money. Salaries were delayed for months and employees were under immense stress. One employee publicly pleaded with Byju Ravindran on LinkedIn, saying, "Passion doesn't pay our bills." As of late 2024, the founder publicly admitted that the company's core business was worth zero. So, is Byju's still operational today? The short answer is yes, but it's a shadow of what it once was. The company is currently undergoing insolvency proceedings in India. In May 2025, the Byju's Android app was even delisted from the Google Play Store due to unpaid bills. Parents and students have expressed frustrations about being unable to access recorded lectures after having paid significant fees. The parent company, Think and Learn, and its subsidiaries are tangled in a complex web of legal battles with lenders and investors. The founders are even preparing a $2.5 billion lawsuit against their lenders and investors. They are fighting on multiple fronts in both Indian and US courts. Despite all this, Byju still operates its online learning programs. The website is active and it still offers classes for K-12 students as well as for competitive exams like JEE, NEET and UPSC. The company's vision is to focus on a hybrid teaching model with plans to launch up to 500 tuition centers across 200 cities in India. They still have their Akash Institute coaching centers, which is a key part of their remaining business. But the future is anything but certain. The once high-flying Edtech firm is now struggling with a massive debt, unpaid dues, and allegations of financial mismanagement. The question remains, can Byju's weather the storm and emerge as a stronger company, or will it become a cautionary tale? The founder, Byju Ravindran, has said he is not giving up and that he is determined to make a comeback. He has even said that he is broke, not broken. The story of Byju's is a powerful lesson for every entrepreneur and every investor out there. It's a story about the dangers of rapid expansion, the pitfalls of taking on too much debt, and the importance of good governance and transparency. What do you think is the biggest lesson to be learned from this saga? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep making videos that demystify these complex topics. Thanks for watching and we will see you in the next one.